lights out, and away we go for the 2023 season. And who's going to get the lead into the first corner? It's a good start from Jesus Brennan. There's alongside Car into the first corner. Kloss trying to find a way through, but Roker's going to jump. Looks like Roker's going to try and grab the lead. DeRosa's up into fourth place. A good start from him. Kloss got a little bit boxed in and has dropped down to where his teammate is. Chung's got a good start. Over to sixth place, but it's Car who keeps the lead. And the first couple of corners, the two asses are still side by side out of turn two now. There's Chung overtakes Kloss, who's made a terrible start back in. Boxed in for Derry. Is dropping down places. Meanwhile, Perinen is going for the lead on Car. Heading down towards the hill now then. Down the inside he goes, and Perinen grabs the lead from his teammate. Jesus Perinen leads the United States Grand Prix as Roke tries to have a go at Car as well, but can't make the move stick going up the hill now then. But it's Perinen who leads. Car in second. Roke in third. DeRosa in fourth, but he's got Chung all over the pack. Has had a cracking start from third place and up into sixth. It's Gabriel Gomez in the Toyota. What a start from the Brazilian. Can't seem to be able to make progress as Chung is all over the back of DeRosa, but meanwhile, Car is going back for the lead now then on Jesus Perinen as Roke watches on to see if he can pounce on any opportunity. Down the inside goes Armar Car. Roke sets the early fastest lap of the race, so he has exit lap one. The race is now Car reclaims the lead from Perinen, and now Roke wants to try and attack Chung, unable to get DeRosa at this point in time, surprisingly, but Car is now back in the lead, and it looks like he's got a gap from Perinen. He might now be under pressure from George Roke here.
Yeah, absolutely. Roke is in prime position here to take P2 away from Perinen, who very easily got repassed by Armar. You know, George Roke goes down the inside but cannot make the move stick. But Chung does up into P4.
Roke is up into second position. I was just going to say, I think there might have been a bit of contact between Kloss and Martins there, but Roke has finally got up into second place after being stuck behind the Mercedes for quite a while. On Jesus Perinen here, heading down the hill. Chung now looking to the inside of Perinen, heading down towards that left-hander. Can she pull the move off this time by on the Spaniard? Heading down towards his left-hander. She's late on the brakes, down the inside, and she gets the move done. Chung up into third position.
You know, look, Soto actually is in 13th hour, pressuring Quark as well. So Quark also not having good pace, as mentioned before. But now DeRosa is under pressure for Martins.
Derry's up to fourth, he's past Perinen. And before the first corner for Derry, who's on a two-stop, we could see that from the fuel load, but he's making the two-stop work, and he's up into fourth place, sorry. Meanwhile, Martins up into sixth. Meanwhile, Joseph Willows has been making progress with the field. He's also, I think, on a two-stop strategy. Yeah, indeed, and Chung is a little bit under pressure here from the Ferrari. Both of them powered by the same Ferrari engine, of course, as expected. But clearly, Verderi wants to try and make the strategy work as he's now on the inside of Lower Chung, heading up the hill, and he's already got the move done. Look at the straight line speed the Ferrari has got, proving how quick that engine is. And Verderi, who set the fastest lap of the race, has moved up into third place.
Yep, indeed. So that will be interesting as Chadwick is out. Yeah, maybe that was the reason why he was so slow, but yeah, that's not good at all.
Into the final turn. Is Verderi going to get the move done on Roke as they make their way up the hill now? Then Verderi on the inside of the Red Bulls. They go side by side, heading towards turn one. He's already got the straight line speed, and he's pitting at the end of this lap. But Verderi, before his pit stop, is now up into second place. Oh, Patel's got a problem. He's coming to the pits with a mechanical. It's an electrical issue for Rahul Patel. So he was meant to be on a one-stop, but that strategy has gone down the toilet for Patel, and he's had to be forced to pit thanks to an electrical problem in the Sauber. Very, very soon in the Ferrari, and he is in the pits. Meanwhile, Willows gets by on Chung down the pit straight, and that will be P3 because, of course, Verderi is now into the pits, so Willows is up in the top three as Verderi now comes in for his scheduled pit stop. The first of what we think is 2 pit stops in this race.
Yeah, but Diesel Stuto makes the move as Willows will get new fuel and some new tires. Yes, Stuto up into 9th place, or even 8th place.
Because, of course, Verderi is in the pits for Ferrari. Where does he rejoin? He's just finished his pit stop, and yep, that is a 2-stop. 28 laps of fuel in the back of Verderi's wagon, so that confirms that it is a 2-stop from Ferrari, and Verderi trying to make this work as he rejoins in 20th position, of course, so second to last, because, of course, Patel had to pit for a mechanical problem. So he's done a spin! He's had a spin! He's had another spin as Byrne for the second time in this weekend. Byrne has spun off, and he's spun off at the exit of turn 2.
What he's hoping for, but it causes a mistake of his own.
He got a little bit too much understeer into turn 2. He caught the grass.
Yeah, that was we were talking about a couple of seconds ago, but now this could actually happen. So yeah, look at this. He's already going side by side before they cross the line. He's already through.
Yeah, he now pulls into his box then for a scheduled stop. So let's see how much fuel he takes. It's 18 laps, so yep, quite a short stint. So it obviously will be a 2-stop for Joseph Wells. Let's see where he's going to emerge then after this pit stop now as he goes trundling down pit lane. It is quite a long pit lane here on this track as well. Quite a slow pit lane as well, it must be said. As well as meanwhile, Lopez is under pressure. I think that's Lopez, in fact. He's under pressure from Verderi. And it looks like Willows, in fact, is actually going to rejoin in front of Verderi, surprisingly.
Yeah, but of course the Rosa will at the same time have the chance to yellow flag. Not so crashed.
That's a big crash, and there's tyres on the racetrack as well. As who's that? That's Patel. He's got debris. But Patel has caught the debris, and he's got down. Like it is a mistake from Mocho going around the carousel. And we talked about it yesterday. If you go off there, there's a high chance you're going to crash, and well, Mocho has proved that here today. Becomes the second retirement of the day, and Patel is going to have to pit for a new front wing as a result because he caught the debris that was on the racing line there. Wait and see if that debris has already been cleared by the time he gets there. It should be, as we ride on board with Armar Cars. He now comes around the carousel now then, on the racetrack now then, and I think the debris has been cleared, has it? No, it has not. And he does something in the process, and Carr has got to pit for a new front wing. What about George Roke in all of this? Whereabouts has that debris gone to on that racetrack? I think it has been cleared, so Roke may actually take the lead of the Grand Prix, but Carr has lost his front wing and all this, but will he? It depends actually, in fact, if he's still in the race or not, because we need to wait and see, of course, how much fuel he takes.
Get that one out of the barrier.
Yeah, as meanwhile, Carr's going to go around the outside of Clossy if he can, thanks to that whole idea.
Yep, so Carr definitely made the opportunity that was given by him.
Seeing things. Yes. No, I wasn't seeing things. Anderson is pitting at the end of the stop, but I bet Carl will want to clear him as quick as possible before he makes that pit stop. He's now on the inside of him, heading down towards turn 3 now, then on the inside, and he gets the move done. Carr up into 6th position. Carr will try and get the move done down to Canada corner. Just behind is Joseph Willows, and the McLaren, meanwhile, who's trying to follow Carr. As Ben's contact with me, and Carr has gone for a spin. Carr has gone for a spin. Sontag is out of the Grand Prix. Sontag out of the Grand Prix, and another front wing change for Carr, and any chance of Carr trying to get back. Clark's made a mistake into that right-hander as well, and Freak and 2 Carr are out down at Canada corner. I think Carr may be able to keep going, but he's going to need to be in front wing, and any chance he had of possibly recovering has gone down the drain.
Yeah, that's such a shame for Felix Sontag. Did such a great race, but then with this, it is completely ruined, unfortunately. Already the yellow flag was there. And yeah, how can you make such a mistake with the yellow flags already?
With you in Laura Chung and all this, but here we go. George Roke into the pit. Johannes Martins also into the pits for Renault. Now then, as they make the one and only pit stop in this Grand Prix. Roke gets released from his garage now then, as will Johannes Martins. And there we go then. So both of them, as expected, on the one stop. As meanwhile, we're riding on board with Joseph Willows, who's now gaining onto the back of Jesus Perinin now then, who's also on the one stop. They both go through on both Roke and Martins. Meanwhile, Roke rejoins in 4th position. Martins, is he going to rejoin in 5th, or is somebody else going to pass him? No, Kloss is going to get by, but Kloss is coming into the pits in this lap as Martins comes out just in front of Blackwood, but I think Blackwood might actually pass him before he makes his second pit stop. With the fastest lap, so it might be the first time since 2021 that we don't get a bonus point awarded in this race. But meanwhile, Willows is now on the inside of Jesus Perinin as they come down the pit straight now, then heading towards the first corner. Willows is pitting at the end of this lap for McLaren, but he's on the inside of Perinin into the first corner, and he gets the move done. Willows temporarily up into 2nd place, but as mentioned, it will be a legitimate between Perinin, just not for 2nd place, of course. But he will be pitting at the end of this lap as Perinin has now lost another place, this time to the McLaren driver. Chung on the racetrack. She's now making a pit stop. I don't expect her to jump Roke, but maybe Martins could actually jump Chung here. That's what I want to know as well, because Chung obviously pit at the same time. Perinin is actually pitting this lap. I do apologise. Perinin is actually pitting, so Roke is now released from the Mercedes driver. How close is Chung to Roke after this pit stop? He has a long pit lane, let's not forget. I do think Roke is going to stay in front of Chung, but whereabouts is Martins on this? Roke retakes the lead. Is Martins going to jump Chung? He does. He does, and Blackwood is coming into the pits in this lap, but Martins has jumped Chung and will be up into 2nd place. She had the straight line speed to get Martins, though. Let's see, we've seen how powerful the Renault is down the straight, as Chung is now side by side with Martins down the pit straight, but she has got the straight line speed. Look, she's already got a nose in front of the Renault, and Chung is up into 2nd place, but will Martins try and attack back, heading down towards turn 3, or will Chung get enough of a gap to stay in front of the Renault driver? Let's see, but Chung is up into 2nd, but can Martins get her back into turn 3?
Yep, that will be interesting to see if Martins will have the speed to make both feet going. But he's on the inside. Yes, you have yellow flag in the carousel.
We do is for the
Baldinger,
Baldinger has now made a
crash.
mistake into the carousel as Martins has retaken second from Chung there.
Yeah, let's see. This, I think it's actually the same what happened to Michael Boccio, maybe a bit earlier, but yeah, actually it was the same. Not as hard as...
To start lap 38, so we'll have 10 laps to go. When he crosses the line, Chung once again on the inside of Joantas Martins Renault as they go side by side, heading down the pit straight. 2.7 seconds is the gap between Chung and Roke, as meanwhile Chung does take second place again, but is Martins going to attack back into turn 3 again, I wonder?
Yeah, that will be interesting to see. I think Chung will have a hard time with Martins here because he's too close to not have the opportunity here. He will already go out of slipstream alongside the Haas, and let's see if he has maybe on brakes. And yes, he does. Martin's back up into second place.
Oh, Verderi has got a problem, and Verderi has a problem. It's an engine fault. A water leak has blown out the back of the Ferrari, and unfortunately it's going to be a double retirement for Ferrari in this Grand Prix. And after an encouraging first stint for the Italian, he's going to be out of the Grand Prix. Suto now goes on the inside of Anderson, and he takes P8 from the Williams driver. Suto is flying in his rookie race. On Joantas Martins, luckily for her, but she needs to be quick because there is a tight yellow flag zone at that point, so she needs to get the move done before she gets to that yellow flag zone, or if the marshals can quickly get that yellow flag removed before she tries to go for a move. It's going to be very tight, but I think she's pulled it off just in time. She has done it, and luckily it will not be a penalty for Chung. It's a legit move, and Chung is finally up into second place. So
yes,
more bad luck for Car. It was a break issue. Armar Car, and any chance of points has now gone down the drain. Here comes Laura Chung. Is she going to go for the move on George Roke as they come down the pit straight side by side? Go Chung and Roke as they make their way down towards the first corner. Has Chung got the lead of this Grand Prix? Side by side they go. Heading into the first corner down the inside. And Chung has got the lead from Roke. And Laura Chung takes the lead of the United States Grand Prix. But can Roke possibly get her back into turn number 3 if he's close enough? And has his second ever victory in the top class. And maybe even the lead in the championship. Meanwhile, Perrinen's out! Aces Perrinen! It's out of the Grand Prix. Tyre on the racetrack. There is a tyre on the racetrack. It's Kloss has got damage. Kloss has got damage on the front wing. He's going to have to pit for a new front wing. Where is that front wing going meanwhile? Rounds out the final corner for the 47th and final time. And after an amazing race, it is going to be Laura Chung who wins the United States Grand Prix here at Road America. An amazing drive from Laura Chung, and Haas take their second ever victory in the top class. Laura Chung takes the first victory of 2023 with George Roke in second. Joantas Martins picks up his first ever podium in third, with Joseph Willows an impressive fourth on the two-stop strategy, with Jafari Blackwood in his first ever race in fifth, Kirishima DeRosa in sixth, Joseph Fenwick Suto a very impressive 7th in the Aston Martin in his first race, with Evan Byrne recovering to 8th in the Red Bull. Julius Anderson picks up points for Williams in 9th, with Gabriel Gomez on Toyota's return to the top class competing the points in 10th position.